We were once a village, a united village, a village of peace, harmony, a village of joy and laughter. Until one day. It was a normal night here in the village. The dark sky was illuminated by the full moon, and the twinkly stars acted as a natural night lamp. I was snuggling tight under my blankets, preparing to go to sleep. Out of nowhere, I heard a howl. That's strange. It was probably just the wind, I told myself. I adjusted my position on the bed. As I closed my eyes once again, I heard a second howl. I got out of my bed. Then another howl. I put on my bunny slippers and went to the window. One last howl. I saw a slight glow of light from the last howl coming from the cliff opposite the village. From young, we were told to stay away from the cliff because it was too dangerous. Perhaps, I told myself, it was just a torch. At that moment, the guard Johnson shouted loudly, "Whoa there! No need for sudden movements." The village was heavily protected with great equipment and weaponry. Some creature infiltrating our village? Impossible! That means... Wow! I'm having a vivid nightmare. Better savor this moment. Don't panic. Don't panic. We're fine. It's just a wild dog, a wild wolf, a werewolf. A very scary werewolf. We are doomed! Johnson shrieked in fear. One by one, the lights in the village lit up as the villagers poked their nose out the windows to see what was going on. Panic grew among the villagers as they saw the wild hounds. Most of them quickly went back in and shut their windows and lights. Some of them even drew their curtains close. The taller of the creatures peered through the windows. After a while, he stopped at our doorstep. He made a howl signaling to the other wolf. This is exciting! After they attack me, I'll wake up as if nothing had happened. I told myself, I am dreaming, right? I immediately gave myself a hard pinch. Ow! I quickly realized the importance of the decisions I made from now till the wolves leave. An option would be to shout for my parents, then they would wake up and we can unite. So the result would be that we either come out victorious, or we could also all end up dead. Another option would be to hide and keep myself alive. I quickly weighed all the possible outcomes in my head. If I wake my parents up, we can all be alive, but we could also all be dead. But if I hide by myself, I can survive, but what about my parents? Do I risk it all? Then I heard kicking. The wolves, they were kicking the door down. I swiftly slid under my bed. I had no time to execute plan A. I had no time to save my parents. I had to hide and sacrifice my parents. I had no time to rescue them. The hinges of the door gave way. Was this the right decision? Calling out my parents then could have worked, but definitely not now. I have no choice but to lie down here, under my bed, alone, all by myself. Oh, and also while my parents are being eaten alive by wolves. Alright, let's go! I could not handle this anymore. After I was shown the werewolves left, I slipped on the mask I found lying on the table and ran. How far I would run and where I would run to was a blur to me. This entire night was a blur to me. I just needed to get as far away from the village as possible. The sun was rising. I heard a faint voice say, "Sunrise, flee!" Behind me, it sounded like a girl, maybe a child, but I was sure, whatever it was, it must have been a werewolf. But that was not important. What is important is that I find a place to stay. After my legs felt like they were about to fall apart, I took shelter in a cave near the top of a hill. I spent the next few months observing the village.
6 is the seer, let's go.
I slept in the day.
Tough is the fool, go random.
I picked berries for food in the afternoon.
Sunrise, let's go!
I observed the werewolf's every move. I even learned how to speak werewolf talk. It was time for me to strike. I went back to the village. I moved in to house 11. I set up my table. I found a shovel and a spare scarecrow lying in the community warehouse. I attended the meeting next morning. Not much information was given. After the sun set, I went back home. My grandfather clock struck 8. It was time for me to execute my plan. I realized that the medium is dead and the gunner has shot his bullet, so everyone knew who they were. I heard a howl. I had no time. I had to do it now. I quickly put on the warden's hat and uniform, the same one that the jailer is wearing. I set the scarecrow on the chair opposite me and put on an orange shirt with some random numbers on it. On him, I pretended to be the jailer. If the jailer was also dead, I would have pretended to be the witch. I saw a shadow of the taller wolf, the wolf seer. He told his gang.
11 is the jailer.
My plan worked. They all walked towards my front door and started kicking the door down. After a few seconds, the door hinge gave way. I turned around, acting afraid. They continued to crawl at a steady pace towards me. Then, snap! The leader of the pack, Alpha Werewolf, triggered the trap by tripping on the string. He fell down on the floor. The other werewolves immediately went to help the Alpha Werewolf. Finally, they were all in the correct spot. I put the lever under my table. The floor gave way and the wolves fell through a 20-meter drop. They didn't die. I didn't intend for them to die. Revenge is not all about death. It's about pain. The pain they brought to my parents. They shall feel the pain. The next day, it was announced that the jailer has died to the serial killer. The aura told the village I was unknown. I told them I was the witch. They did not believe me and lynched me, but it was fine. I have avenged my parents. I am satisfied.